worry about the translation as far as widespread college application goes.
Proficiency-based learning, or PBL, have you heard about it? More and more Maine schools are shifting from the traditional system of grading students, A through F, to a number-based system that measures each student's proficiency. Can you say controversial? We did a story on it yesterday in our 6 o'clock news, and that kicked up a firestorm of comments and concerns on Facebook.
So our story starts with a student, a freshman class president at Sanford High School. He emailed us recently because they have switched over to PBL.
Jacob says everyone's confused, teachers, students, and parents, and there's a bit of panic, mostly because kids and their parents are worried about how this new grading system will affect them when they're applying for college.
So that was one of the dozens of questions among hundreds of comments on our Facebook page. We tried to get some answers. Megan Welter has been the principal at Memorial Middle School in South Portland for 14 years and has been studying PBL for over a decade. One of the major issues commenters had was the everybody gets a trophy argument. Sherry said every student is not equal in their learning, but you don't dumb it down to lift up those who struggle or won't apply themselves. Grades are rewards, whether they are good or bad.
That's where there's sort of a fundamental disagreement about the purpose of grades. In a proficiency-based learning system, the entire intention of grades is to be able to communicate to the student and to the parent, but primarily the student, here's what you've been able to demonstrate that you know and can do. Here's where you still need to work. It's about having the kids be able to say, I get this, and I don't yet get this. We're hoping that in doing so, the kids have greater agency in their own learning.
Being set up for future success is also something that has people concerned. Darlene says there are no deadlines from PBL, so how does this prepare students with due dates from college and in real life, like paying bills?
Because we believe that students are going to show learning at different times and at different rates, and that has to be okay, and we have to provide multiple opportunities for them to demonstrate what they know. That doesn't mean, however, that kids they can just blow something off and turn it in 3 months later and, have no consequence. But again, moving away from grades as rewards or punishment. We actually have our proficiency system, and what the state was requiring is that we separate what are called habits of work, or those sort of study habits and behaviors that support academics, from what they know and they can do. So a child might be late every day with their homework or may never do any homework, but they still might be able to, knock that ball out of the park, and they know all of the content. That has to be reflected in a proficiency-based system.
At the end of the day, one word seems to sum up everyone's concerns: frustration. Both Melissa and Tracy chimed in that every school district is different, so it's not always the same everywhere, and parents don't understand.
And I think that's understandable, because when the law was written, the intention was to allow there to be flexibility and autonomy in our school systems. And every school system has approached it a little bit differently. And I do think it is vital that parents be able to reach out and ask questions to their school department. Whenever you go through the change process, we recognize that there's a change, and we have to be able to set the context for the why. Why does this make sense? I feel like our administrative team is very well versed in not only the why, but sort of the how this is coming into effect. And we welcome parents to come in and talk to us. And we have a number of resources on our websites, but our doors are open, and we're happy to invite people in to talk to us about it.
Principal Welter was very clear that since each school has certain individual policies, it's best to check in with the school in your area if you have any questions.